We have the Tia and Timera, Tia Mowry. Let me show you. And she shared this on her post, okay? She shared this on her post. Let me show you this. She shared this on her post. Let me read this. Okay. Let's read this together. It's sad. It's sad, but I understand. You know, marriage consumes a lot of emotional horsepower. If you're not ready, you're not ready. And you can even go all the way to 25. Last, break fast. You know, some people manage to do it for years. At some point, it still breaks anyway, you know. I don't think it breaks just for no reason. There are real reasons why it breaks, right? And no, it's not irreconcilable differences, okay? That one right there is...
Stop the cap.
Okay? It's cap. All right? So let's take a look at what she said. She said, I have always been honest with my fans.
Stop the cap.
No, you haven't. I don't believe that. I think you put out what you want to put out. And we're gonna see that in a second. Let's see. And today is no different. I wanted to share that Corey and I have decided to go our separate ways.
Stop the cap.
Two people never simultaneously decide a divorce or separation or break fast. That's not how it works.
Stop the cap.
Okay? At best, this is a PR statement. Okay? But let's keep going. These decisions are never easy and not without sadness. She's right about that. But that doesn't negate the fact that it's highly likely that the grass seems greener on the other side. You know, of course, it comes to confusion. Maybe I can have a better life. Maybe it's better that I just exit, than work on it. But then maybe she's been working on it all 14 years. Maybe she's tired. Right? But when I'm looking at this statement, it's never easy and not without sadness. There's nothing new. Of course, we know that it's sad because there are two children involved, right? So as much as people would like to cap, those children are influential on their decision. Probably a good reason why she might have stayed much longer than she needs to stay. Or she actually needs to stay, and the fact that the children are involved is confusion, right? Creates confusion because they are a factor. They are beautiful and they deserve a home, right? That they've known all their life, right? But then again, at what cost? When we say happiness, some people try to discount happiness. Well, if she's not happy, that home is not going to be what it's supposed to be. If he's not happy, that home is not going to be what it's supposed to be. So as much as we like to discount it, it's the reality. If people are not happy, they're not going to produce good fruit. Nothing good is going to come out of it, right? But so is divorce. Divorce doesn't suddenly bring happiness, right? In fact, the process is an exhaustive one that will probably milk you much more than if you were to be given the grace, the opportunity, the environment to be able to work on it, right? Even if that's tough too, but not as tough as divorce. No matter what it looks like when the grass seems greener on the other side. But I agree with that. These are not easy decisions, okay? But we also know that this kind of decisions can come from overreaction. Let's keep going. We will maintain a friendship as we co-parent our beautiful children.
Stop the cap.
Yoruba people say akin lọ sílé ẹjọ́ ká padà wálé wá ṣọ̀rẹ́. That means you don't go to a court and then come back and become friends. You're taking me to court to divide the home, right? Even if it's not your fault, maybe I've been a knock all the way through, right? I'm not going to see you as a friend. That's big cap.
Stop the cap.
Anyway, but I get it. It's a nice PR statement to make, I guess, right? We will maintain a friendship as we co-parent our beautiful children. I'm grateful for all the happy times we had together. And want to thank my friends, family, fans. Let me see if I can see the rest of this. For your love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives. It's a sad news, right? It's a sad news. It's sad, right? But nonetheless, life must move. We move. I want to see what you all are talking about. I know you all have a lot of opinion about this. Owolabi, my guy, my day one. Everybody check out Owolabi as this YouTube channel. Okay, everybody check him out. I am highly entertained by his content, and he's a day one. He was way ahead of what we're doing here and still killing it. But his breakdown, he's been modest with talking about my breakdown. You are the OG at this, man, my friend. Thank you for stopping by, being a supporter from day one. I really appreciate you, sir. Let's see what you all are talking about. Again, amen. Showore could not win because Nigerians were not ready. This is different. Showore could never win. If you understand politics, he could never win. Okay? Not in the state of Nigeria. Maybe you're right, actually, after all. Okay? It's not set up that way. This is not Trump jumping on YouTube and announcing and everybody following him all the way to the White House. Even with Trump, it couldn't last more than 2 terms. Politics is not set up like that. Okay? It's not about right and wrong or being holy or being innocent or being clean. It's not about that. It's a dirty game all the way through and through. It's vicious, it's dangerous. It's about life and death. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm just wondering if Nigeria still has parks, playgrounds, recreational facilities where kids and adults can hang out. Half plot of land is sold at millions of naira. Well, Patrick, Nigeria, average Nigerian don't care about any of that stuff. They just want to eat. So there's another person I love because he's a coconut head that wouldn't be controlled by godfatherism. See, in politics, it's always it's always about godfatherisms. Okay, guess who the godfather of the Republican Party here in the United States is right now? Donald Trump. That's the reality. It's godfatherism is a big part of it. It's always going to be a big part of it. The idea that you're just going to run politics and it's just going to be egalitarian. Stop the cap. That was sad news. Yeah, they're done. I know. She handled things gracefully. I know. But that's what it looks like on the surface, right? Who knows what's going on inside? D Love says, absolutely, they seem like a good couple. They did. Okay? They did. Until I watched a show, I'm trying to recall what show it was, but Twitter pulled out this clip, right? Check this out.
Everything is bro. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard, to. And that's marriage is work. I'm not here. Let me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not gonna be here. Everything is bro. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard, to. And that's marriage is work. I'm not here. Let me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not gonna be here. Everything is bro. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard, to.
And that's
You have to work hard, you know, to marriage is work. I'm not.
So I'm trying to recall what show it was. My wife and I actually watched the show. I think it might have been Black Love. I'm not sure. And she was talking, he was talking, and he was about to get cut off. And the way he responded to him, like, whoa. See, I catch things like that. I'm a little extra sensitive to things like that. I catch them. You know, maybe because of doing this that I do, you know, analyzing relationships and stuff. But, of course, Twitter pulled it out today. So when I saw that, the number one element for me in marriage is friendship. Okay? In friendship, you do cut each other off, and it's not all deep. It's not all, oh, I'm sorry that I cut you off. It's not a debate ever. It's about, yeah, I cut you off, nigga, yeah, and what? Leave me alone, leave me alone. That type of friendship is what good marriage is about. The problem today is that everybody is all deep. You know, we communicate, we give ourselves space to talk, all this bullshit. And I caught that. I'm like, that's tense right there. That was like last year or 2 years ago that I saw that. That's a lesson for you. If you go into a marriage, you just all about, we walk a straight line, boundaries, rules, then you don't understand what you're getting into. The forces against you are much larger than your understanding. If you're not friends, forget it. If you're not friends, just on a regular day, as if you like the person, right? I don't care how much you've memorized all the psychological books out there. Last, break fast. Because basically, you would be swimming against the tide, the ocean, feminine, beautiful nature. You're basically overworking yourself. You can't sustain that. You will get tired. The moment you say, oh, but we have these boundaries, the other person is feeling something else. And now, they may not be able to say it immediately because you guys are agreed on a certain type of communication, but it's resentment. And it's stored there for you. The day to come out, you won't realize that's what's coming out. And it can be on either side. The number one thing is friendship. Make sure you can be friends. Make sure you can wake up to this person's bad breath and laugh about it. If you can't, don't do it. I'm warning you, okay? I'm warning you. Don't do it. Anyway. It's definitely a build-up. Yeah, this kind of things don't happen overnight. Absolutely. Right? We all like them together. I know we do. That's how I discovered Owolabi, by the way, on JT's show. JT, the pocket watcher. Yvette, good to see you, Yvette. Good to see you. They've been married a few years. 14 years. That's what they said. 14 years. 14 years. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Well, she's hoping that they'll both be civil. That's good hope, you know. I'm just, yeah. They probably are both authentically trying to be civil. The problem is that we are human beings, right? When we get caught up in our emotions, all bets are off, you know? Because remember, in that moment, you're not thinking. That's the point. Emotions against logic. We're not trying to worry about the children. I'm caught up in my emotions, so, you know, all is fair, right? And that will play a big role in this. And the problem with this is that when it happens, we tend not to forget, okay? It takes an extra amount of horsepower in emotions to be able to forget that moment when that person made you feel like shit. It gets difficult. It's a very difficult thing. Okay? It's a very difficult thing. That's why I keep saying the only thing you can be intentional about is your emotional intelligence. Everything else, in the mud. Okay? Well, yes, from the surface you have the house things are different. Yeah. All right, so D-Love caught that. D-Love, you caught that. Right? Right? You thought it was rude, right? Right. I thought it was deeper than rude. I thought it was big problems. Okay? Rude is easy, right? Right? Rude is easy. Right? If that was me and my wife cut me off, I'm going to let her talk. She needs to get it out. Now, the lames will call it being a simp, right? Because they don't get it. They don't get it. It's actually me maintaining my power. Like right now, I can let you have your last word. And I maintain my power. Okay? Right? Now, if she has a tendency of cutting me off, then I will engage the conversation at that banter level. We can have a little healthy argument. That's not about us. It's about something third party. But if it's about relationships, we're talking about relationships. And she was trying to cut me off and I demonstrated that I lost my cool in that moment. What are you doing when no one is watching? There's a big old camera in front of you. Like a big ass camera with lights in front of you. And you lost your cool for a quick second. What do you do when there's no light, camera, and action? Right? Now, what I've seen her always done is edify her relationship. That's what I've always seen her done. But again, when the woman have to lead all the time, she will get tired. Because she's not designed like that to lead in emotional balance in a relationship. She's not designed to do that. That's literally opposite of resting in your feminine energy. That's being masculine. You become masculine because you're now thinking for the other person as opposed to feel safe and secure and being able to rest in your femininity, right? People on Twitter went straight to asking what he did. Yeah, this was like a year ago. Of course, they dig everything up. There is no such thing as couple goals. Now, I will be careful with that statement, okay? There are principles. Like, for example, I just gave you one. It's friendship, right? And there are enough arrogant people walking around social media saying there's no rules. There are rules and principles that guide successful relationships. There are, okay? But you have to ask enough times. You have to ask. If you see people that look like couple goals, there's nothing wrong with admiring and say, what is your secret? What are your challenges? Let them tell you honestly what the challenges are. If they are open enough to share their challenges, why can't they be couple goals? That's the path you're going to travel anyway, right? So, but I hear what you're saying. The fact is that when you see people that they look perfect, they're not perfect. They just work. They work. Okay? Now, eventually, that work is not exactly work. Because if you keep practicing, obviously it becomes second nature. And then you're able to catch bad vibes before it comes knocking on your door and trying to destroy your relationships, right? Gravitas, wow, I really thought Tia and Carl and Corey were going to make it. I hear you. Yeah. I can't say I didn't, like, okay, so me too, I don't put any relationships on a pedestal, but I think even the worst of worst relationships, I can learn from them. Even I can learn from divorcees. You can learn from anybody, right? Yeah. So, but in terms of like, no, marriage can collapse at 35 years, at 40 years, at 25. It happens all the time, especially white people. Like, it's 27 years. We're more like friends. We should just go our separate ways. I have a boyfriend already. The thing is that don't put marriage on a pedestal either. It's about you as an individual inside of the marriage. The marriage is an institution. It is what it is. It's not a human being. It's neither wrong nor right. It is what it is, right? But you as the individuals, the kind of marriage you create is a function of who the individuals are, right? Can't say I am surprised though. Hollywood marriages are well known to crash at some point. Yeah, because there's more temptations and craziness around, right? The pressure is a lot more. And, the lifestyle that surrounds all of that. If you remember, she was on the game while they were married. And she had a lot of love scenes and stuff like that. And people are quick to say, but they're actors, it should be okay. The truth is that we're human beings. It does affect the actresses and actors as well, right? For me personally, I can't be an actor. Okay, if you're going to see me on the screen and my chemistry seems all believable, there's a good chance I'm interested in smashing. But I don't know that world. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe. But I'm just saying, this kind of stuff can crash marriage years after it has happened before, right? It can keep coming up as insecurity on his part, right? So true, marriage is about good friendship. My wife is my best friend. I've heard people tell me before, like, no, I don't want you to be my friend. I want you to be my husband. I was like, you're speaking from a place of pain, an experience, and a terrible experience at best. That's why you're saying that. You felt like you've made somebody a friend and they disappointed, they hurt your feelings, and now you're turning that to a formula. It's still about friendship. I'm sorry. Okay? My wife is my best friend. This is my guy. It's my guy. Quincy. Exactly. Right? Facts. I take whatever wisdom I can from people, but ultimately I don't look for couple goals. I hear you on that. I hear you there. Yep. So again, mindset. I'm always worried about mindset. We say one thing on surface, it makes sense, right? But I'm always worried about the mindset where it's coming from, right? Couple goals doesn't have to be a perfect couple. It could just be mentors that are open. Like they tell you their struggles. Like you're close to them. They tell you, hey, this is things you should watch out for, right? Right? Like even if you start digging into the dictionary meaning of goals, you want a situation where you can get through anything together. Meaning you're not perfect, but together you can get through any challenges together. Right? One of the reasons why my wife is my best friend is because we've gone through a lot together, right? She's like my biggest cheerleader. Even when I feel down, and I do have those days, right? And I needed it in that moment in time. And as much, and there's a needy part, like you're a needy person, and there's the part where like, oh, the support that she was for me that day, I didn't even realize I needed it. But it was good. It was inspiring for me to keep going. And I'm sure she would say vice versa. Right? So couple goals is like when people say, I don't see anybody as couple goal, they're saying no couple is perfect. That is true. But the fact that no couple is perfect means you understand that if that's your goal, you want a marriage that's good, right? You still want, like, if you don't have blueprints, you're probably going to fail, right? And the blueprint doesn't mean it has to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just have to be transparent enough for you to see the ups and downs. The truth is that everyone will have their own journey, but we have a lot more in common than we like to admit. People like to say everyone is different. No, we have a lot more in common than we like to admit. You're right. Everyone is unique. Every individual is unique. Every relationship is unique. But go interview 10 couples that have lasted 40, 50 years. I guarantee you will find some patterns that you can learn something from. Okay? Best friends, that's the way to go. So there are days that you're not willing to fuck. It's okay. It's not. That's your friend anyway, right? We all don't want transactional relationships, but yet you don't realize that friendship, that's the idea of friendship, right? Friendship simply means you like that person. You're not always going to feel like you love them every day. You might love them. You're definitely not going to be in love every day. But you will like that person every day. Even though when they piss you off, you look at them. That's your friend. And it's smoking very, very, like seldomly do I ever hear anybody mention that. It's usually when you see a couple that you could guess that they got this, they figured this out, and then the first thing that comes out of their mouth is that they are friends. This reminds me of Megan Good and Devon Franklin. It's sad to see though. This does not remind me of Megan Good and Devon Franklin. I was waiting for that one. I'm sorry. I know it sounds evil. That one is unequally yoked. It just didn't seem right. I'm sorry. Okay. Particularly lifestyles, not because one is right and the other is wrong. Lifestyle is just doesn't seem like it matched. Okay. But I sad that I was right about that one. You know. Yeah. How can you be friends when you're separated but not friends when you were together? It's hard. Thank you, Queen J. Exactly, right? That's why I called the cop early. Like, nah, this is going to be dirty and nasty before it gets better, if ever. Okay? Divorce is not your mate. It's not your mate. Man, divorce is not easy. I finalized my divorce a year ago. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well. You're doing well. It sounds very tense. Let me play it for you again so you can see what we're
Work
talking
hard,
about.
you know,
and that's
marriage is work.
it
I'm
is.
not here. Let me finish.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not gonna be here like, you know.
Look at her facial expression in that moment. Did you feel, ladies, did you feel that pain? Did you feel her pain in that moment in time? Guess what? I'm sure he felt that pain. He knew fucked up in that moment. But he got caught up in this, like, oh, let me finish. I hear this a lot, by the way. It's very common. Let me finish. You see people arguing on Clubhouse. You see people argue on YouTube. Very quick to say, let me finish. Can I finish? Can I finish? And I just smile and laugh and like, this one has something else coming for him. It's not just the let me finish thing. It's an indication of a lot more of behind the scenes of a person's mindset. They need to talk. They are often in their feminine energy, and if they don't get it out, the whole world will collapse. That's how they feel inside. And if they feel like the whole world is going to collapse inside, then the rest of the world must collapse for everyone else, because hurt people hurt people. Listen, it's like, it's contagious. They have to spread it. It's just what it is, right? I'm okay with getting caught up all the time. Not just by women, not just by my wife, by anyone who has something to say. I'll stop. I say, I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't have a need to say anything. I'm chill, I'm okay. If I'm spending my time with you, I'm probably here to learn from you. I am very particular and intentional about that. I really, really believe that I receive more when I'm listening, more than I am talking. When a person feels a need to talk, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. You know, that's something you have to watch. If you find yourself saying that a lot in the conversation, let me talk. Can I talk? Let me talk. Let me talk. That usually means you don't have an authority where you are, and that usually means you lack. It means, second thing, it means you lack the ability to listen. And when you lack the ability to listen, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. When you lack the ability to listen, you're going to self-destruct. It's only a matter. And by the way, the worst part about this is that you can't see it coming. You really don't mean any harm. You don't mean any harm. It's just, but I'm telling you right now to be aware. Just be aware. If you find yourself always like, can I talk? Can I talk? Can I go? Like you're about to choke just because someone won't let you talk. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I'm telling you, okay? Instead, be quick to say, I'm sorry, you were talking? And then the person, if they're willing to let you talk, then you talk. If they're not willing to let you talk, that's fine. Let them get it out. They're about to give you ammunition to either destroy them if they're an enemy, or to destroy themselves, or you're about to, best case scenario, learn something new. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with learning something new? Right? Twitter never forgets. Friendship all day, right? Yes, lifestyle was completely far off. Yeah, remember we talked about the relationship gaps? We talked about 7. Lifestyle was one of them. That's why I didn't see Megan Good. This one lasted 14 years. Honestly, I believe that one person is pride. For one person is pride. I am willing to bet it's Corey. Yes, I know one event really doesn't dictate someone's lifestyle, but he's a quiet guy. He's a very quiet guy, very reserved, but sometimes they can be the worst, right? And she's like a butterfly. I'm flying over, I'm happy and other thing. You need a certain type of man to be able to handle that, because that can translate to insecurities and somebody trying to be controlling you or trying to make you be like them, or they want to find a balance. It may not be necessarily a matter of fault. They're just looking for that balance, but they just can't find it. And it's been a struggle all those years, and there's tons of resentments, right? We just saw at least one example, right? It is what it is, right? Shout out to Mr. He Said. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Yeah. They need to talk. You know what I mean? Like, come on, relax, right? Relax. I'm talking to myself. If you need to talk, I'm gonna let you talk. Because probably, again, I always assume best case scenario. I'm probably about to learn something new. It could be that you're stupid. That may be the only single thing I learned. It could be that, you actually have some insights. I actually learned something new. And I always learn something when I shut the fuck up and listen. I always learn. Yes, that's a fact, brother. So yeah, this is a sad situation, Let's watch that again. Twitter dug this up. So shout out to Hollywood Unlocked.
Work hard, and that's marriage is work. I'm not here. Let me
go ahead. Sorry,
I'm not gonna be here like everything is bro. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard, and that's marriage is work. I'm not here. Let me
go ahead. Sorry,
I'm not gonna be here.
He was talking about working hard. I think about marriage. I'm not a big advocate of saying you have to work hard. The reality is that it's hard work. That's the reality, right? But then it sounds like the same thing you have to do in life. If you want a good life, it's hard work. Right? If you want anything good in life, it's hard work. So if you're inside a marriage, guess what it's going to be? Hard work. He was busy pushing that rhetoric, but then he couldn't demonstrate maintaining his cool in the moment. There are way too many people that know how to talk that talk, but when it comes to real life, they're not able to practice it. What about hard work in real time? Like right now. Like my wife is about to cut me off, but I'm going to make sure that I stay in a position to always edify her. Right? Now, that could be a difficult thing, right? But when you practice, it gets better. It gets easier, right? Right? Onwani langbe laruge. Yoruba people say, Onwani langbe laruge. Onwani langbe laruge. You have to edify. You have to stay in the moment of edification all the time. Optics is everything. You will be judged on optics, not your ideologies that is not being tested. That has not been tested. You're being tested in real time at all times. How do you conduct yourself? It's bigger than what you're saying at any point in time. Right? We're always being tested in life. Are you busy trying to be right? You need to be right. Are you busy trying to be right that you forgot that you're being tested in real time? Right? That's what I'm seeing. And this comment says, this is the day the divorce should have been filed. That's not fair. Marriage can be challenging, okay? You can see I'm talking from both sides of my mouth. But again, life is challenging. I just don't think it's fair to attribute that to just marriage. Life is challenging. If you want to do life with another person is involved. So of course it's going to take some work until you find that balance, right? But once you find that your friend that you're doing life with, you got it. You're one of the few. Because even though we know that about 50% of marriages divorce, the leftover 50%, they're not necessarily friends. They're just winging things along. So I'm not here to cap to you about that either, right? Mr. He said, don't cut him off. Yeah, that's what he was trying to say. But, now that's been dragged on Twitter. Sounds good in theory. Yeah, it always sounds good in theory, doesn't it, right? Always sounds good in theory. But we got to practice that at any point in time. Mr. He said, I see from what I can see, we know each other in this YouTube street. The way you edify your wife, it shows in your body language, man. It shows. And the way she adores you. That's what I'm talking about, right? So imagine like there's a quick skip of a moment. It seems like she's about to cut you off. I bet you're about to lay back like you always lay back. You hold on the microphone for her. We watch all that, bro. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Right? There's nothing she could do while there's light, camera, and action that will make you lose your cool. But of course, time is being tested. You've had your own test, right? Yeah, I didn't finish. Some people talk well in theory. when it's time to do the work, it don't always resonate the same. Yeah. But yeah, this was a good one. This was a good one as usual. Emotional intelligence. That's the only thing you can be intentional about. Everything else, don't waste your energy. You're swimming against the trend of the ocean. You will drown yourself. The forces in your favor is already powerful enough. Okay? Just learn how to navigate life. Learn how to navigate, right? It's easier. You'll be happier. You will attract better energy to yourself. Just learn how to navigate. The forces are bigger than you. Don't try to control human beings. It's not going to work. Just learn how to navigate. Guess what happens? They gravitate towards you. The right energy, the ones that belong there, the one that's creating sexual polarity, the ones that creates harmony will stay with you just by simply learning how to navigate. Right? Let me give you a quick example before we leave it at this, right? I'm going to leave you with this one. My parents, they're older folks. Trying to teach them how to use the computer can be a little bit difficult sometimes, right? Guess what they always do? They try to pull out a notepad and a pen, and they try to memorize everything. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now, I have to learn that myself. I have to practice the same thing I'm preaching to them, right? They are who they are. You can't teach old dogs new tricks, right? So I have to be patient myself because they're older. I should know that, right? But I'm also trying to teach them, like, listen, don't try to memorize everything. Just look at what's in front of you and respond to what you're seeing on your screen. Real time. If you lost your password, it's okay. Go ahead and try to log in, right? There's a good chance there will be a link that will say, forgot your password. As opposed to, let me go through all my notes and start going through and still looking for my passwords, right? Maybe just in less than 60 seconds, you will get a link in your email that will allow you to reset your password. Relax, okay? The forces that you're fighting are not flesh. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. It's better to relax. Learn how to navigate the streets of this very dangerous world. You have a better chance of winning when you do that. That's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. I really enjoyed this time with you. Okay? Being in tune with self is the best policy. Yes, relax. Like water, Bruce Lee. Be like water, exactly. You get it. You get it. Yes, indeed. Emotional intelligence is so important. It shows character. Great character trait for us all to have. Great conversation. Thank you, Mr. He said. Some days are better than others, but ultimately, self. That's a fact. That's all you can do. That's all you have. That's the closest things to power that you have. everything else, it's about learning how to navigate. It's about mastering your own emotions first. Emotional intelligence is about mastering your own emotions first. Then other people, then the society at large. Because you don't live in a cave. So you're not going to pretend like I'm just going to do my own rules. No, you're going to drown yourself again. Don't drown yourself. Relax. Drink some water. So I'm telling you right now, because I just see it everywhere. Like, look at this guy right here, right? All he had to do was just relax. Let the wife, it's your wife. It's your wife. Let her, okay, she has something to say, let her say it. Let her finish. Listen, if she shines, you shine. You shine. You know? You shine.
Work hard, you know, to
And that's
marriage is work.
it
I'm
is.
not here. Let me finish.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not gonna be here like, you know,
She felt so embarrassed. If she feels embarrassed, you're not getting no coach tonight. Okay? And by the way, you would have forgotten when she just doesn't feel it. And you're like, oh, she's weaponizing. Like, okay, she's weaponizing. What's it go? All right, shout out to everyone. Let's go and take a good rest. Okay? Remember this week we're doing 1 hour short. I still have some tapings to do, but I will get them out, you know. But, you know, just go and get a good rest. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I was already starting to think, okay, maybe I'll go back to find a way to squeeze in 5 p.m. But, you know, let me stay focused on some work this week. I'll come here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. I'm sure somebody's world is going to crash and we can learn some lessons from it. It's just a reality. That's how the world moves. And hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.